So what year was it when you made your like why I hate your sign videos?
2012.
2012. Okay. No wonder, because I remember being 14 and watching them. Did you went on every sign?
I did one on every sign. I started with Virgo though.
Then that's, yeah, because I remember watching the why I hate Virgo one and being like, something just ignited in me that I found it so funny, and people were so upset in the comments. Should we turn that music off?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's all good.
Wait, are you recording?
Yeah, but okay, it's not going to pick it up, I'm sure.
It's done.
Yeah. Because I remember watching the Why I Hate the Virgo one and finding it like hilarious, and then noticing that people were upset in the comments and just not getting it. And I would have been like a fucking baby at the time. I was like, why are people pressed? And then I watched the Scorpio one and was like, I wish I could be hated for being so cool. And so like there was that element, but we were like, that was the first TikTok I ever made, was why I hate your zodiac sign. And it wasn't based on yours or anything. I was just like, let me do the meanest thing possible. And it blew up immediately, like a couple million views in like a day or something, because people get so offended. Which is why we're here today.
We're outrage. Oh, wait, outrage? Oh my god, outrage culture. Yeah. That's what it is. It's just outrage culture.
Outrage culture.
And that's why those videos, when I did my hate videos, I went to go, I was like, okay, I could do some funny videos on like what I love about the signs.
Yeah.
And I stopped myself right there and I said, yeah, no one's gonna be clicking on that.
No, I don't give a fuck. Oh, what do you like about Virgo? Like, keep the time for you. Fuck you.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
No.
I like, you know what people ask me about, like when I was working and stuff, they'd be like, why do you, like, I dated this guy, he's my ex.
Yeah.
He's like a Virgo, like, why do you hate him? That's what they wanted me to do. They wanted
always.
Me to Virgo. Yeah,
always. It's like, why do I end up with toxic relationships with Sagittarius is always. Like, what is this? And you're like, oh boy. So why not make it even more absurd? Like, I hope you're offended by this. I hope that you're so moved that you're in the comments. And also, because you're a combination of signs in your chart, I hope you're offended on multiple levels, not just your sun sign. Feel free to check your sun, moon, rising, every fucking thing. Any other words before we get into it?
No, I don't think so. I think that's
okay.
Perfect.
Should we start zodiacal order, start with Aries, or do you think we should switch it up any?
We could, no, let's just start with Aries. I like starting.
Yeah, because Aries will get more upset than they'll get unnecessarily upset if we don't start with Aries. So I'd say the thing I have about Aries the most is that they have the attention span of a goldfish. So they could be doing something really cool. I could have something really cool to say, because in conversations, I'm always waiting for my turn to speak because I have something cooler to say. It's just a fact. And Aries never does. They always have the attention span of a goldfish. They might say something to you and then it's like squirrel, like they turn this way. So my main issue with Aries and why I hate Aries is because nothing gets through to them. On to the next. Yeah. My major problem with Aries is that Aries mirror, and they, like, you'll be talking to an Aries who literally knows nothing about car engines or something, and you're like a car engine expert, and they'll say something like, I had a car engine once, this sounds so stupid, but like, just metaphorically, I had a car engine once when I had a car, and then you're like, oh, I know everything about engines, like, you start talking about it, and then they look at you and they go, and like stare you in the face and repeat everything you just said right back to you and act like they just thought of it. Right.
Because Aries literally don't know what's in their brain. Like, that's they just have it in their head. So they're like, oh, I picked this up. It's now my information. Or it might not be like right away. They'll come back like a couple days later and they'll be like, did you know that I know everything about car engines? And I just get so irritated with that. I can't
think it's in line with the goldfish attention span. Me. Oh my god, my universe is focused on this. Therefore, me. And then it moves on to the next.
Yeah. And they have no idea where it picked up the information.
Right.
So it's like, I have this information, I don't know, and then they give it back to you like, I'm the one who told you that. I told you.
I think it's the positives and the negatives of the Aries often come from the fact that they're like an infant mentally.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
My brother's an Aries, and he's very smart, very creative, very talented, and just a fucking dick, you know?
Right.
Because they are, because they're like, they just ram their head.
Yeah. So now I suppose Taurus. This is the one where, on my TikTok video, I got the most hate for this because I said that Tauruses were a lazy vegetable with little to no use in the world. And apparently that was ableist. Apparently that was offensive to some. Apparently that was something like demographically offensive. I thought it was very spot on. I'm surrounded by Tauruses. My whole family is Taurus suns. I'll say it. You do very little. You hold space, which is bullshit. Hold space. You occasionally get up to like move food around, but you don't actually cook. That's more Cancer that actually provides. So people think of you as dependable and as like loyal. You just don't move. You just do nothing.
Because you look at them and they seem so like they just have the essence of dependability, and that's like the big thing that you're like, you are stable. I want to build my life on you, but you don't realize that. Why are most like Melania Trump super Taurus, right? What is she? She's a gold digger. I'm just saying, like all of them, they look like I'm gonna rest my life on you, but they're looking at you to rest their life on you.
Yeah.
And nobody knows that when they look at them, and they're always like, you're gonna make it, like you're something Taurus.
Right.
And they're like, what? I don't want to make anything.
Right.
I just want to sit here. I want you to make it for me.
And
so I'm totally agreeing with that.
They are incredibly boring. Like there's not spice. It's boring. It's vegetative.
It's a wall.
Right.
It's like if I was talking to you, and this is where my Taurus moon gets, if I'm not feeling it, like I get like a stare.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what they do just all the time. Like you're just like, hey, do you like want to talk about something? And then they block the information.
Right.
They just stop you right there. I hate that because I want to shoot the shit.
Right. I'll go right for the jugular. I feel like the refrigerator body type tends to permeate with like a lot of prominent Taurus placements. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't hate you for it, but I do notice this with male Tauruses in particular. Mm-hmm. It's like a refrigeration device.
Oh my god!
Like now that you see it,
like, you can't unsee that.
No, you can't unsee it. And there's weird shit. Like you can say that Aries have weirdly shaped heads. You have the weird head, like that. But yeah, anything else for Taurus?
I also noticed the Taurus and the short neck, which I always find interesting because they're like the throat, they're on the neck, and yet the Taurus energy, it's like maybe because it's supposed to be very stable, that it's just like shorter.
Like there's a greediness, I have Saturn in Taurus, and it's very greedy. It's very like.
Yes, makes sense because the neck is vulnerability.
Yeah.
And so they're not sticking their neck out. So when you think about it, like I guess what I hate about Taurus is really. Is that they're not vulnerable. And so they block. Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And the refrigerator, it's blocking. It's kind of like on the 1985 Bears, there's the guy that called them the fridge. Because he just, like...
Yeah, you just hold space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. So, I mean, on the flip side, for different reasons... Gemini, why I hate Gemini, why I would say Gemini is the most hated sign culturally at the moment... Because you're flaky motherfuckers. I don't know I don't trust you. I feel like when I'm speaking to you, you're thinking about something else entirely. You don't try to hide it. You are telling me the same thing that you're telling every fucking one else if it's a compliment. You're running around. Many, not even two-faced, like multiplicity faces, where not chameleon, but you are flaky in a way that benefits you in that one moment. And I know that I'm never the first choice. I invite you out, I know that you'll say yes until a better plan comes along, and that there's like a mobility, that there's a social madness. It overwhelms me, but I think the flaky liar is the baseline.
Yeah, I think that, like, to continue on with that, they're super flaky, they lie. It's the cheater placement, but when you're like dealing with a Gemini, everyone, when they find out they're like, well, everyone says that this Gemini placement or this Gemini energy is a cheater, but I never cheat. I never cheat. And they're always like that. And you're like, I don't need to be the one to give you reassurance. You really are coming to me to like tell you that you're an angel when you know for a fact that you're the devil, because you go back and forth all the time.
It could even be the fact that like I think a lot of people never cheat because they're afraid of consequences, but energetically.
It's like your energy is more important than this actual physical act, because you're choosing not to be with this person on some level in a Gemini way.
Yeah, and you know that you want to like mentally engage with this other person, where I feel like maybe it's just me, but like if you're in a relationship and you feel yourself looking forward to mentally engaging with another person, maybe that's a sign to break up and actually engage with that person.
To be honest, I think that's bigger cheating than
I agree.
The other thing, because it's like, I'm not saying that if you went into like somebody else that you're, this is a whole other conversation, but if somebody else, and that wouldn't be disgusting, like to know that your husband or wife did that, but to know that they were just like enjoying someone's company or their fucking mind penetration more, because it's the mind is everything. The mind is, it's more important than the body, because it creates the body in that way, and the body's super important.
And I can think of so many Gemini guys that I'm like I don't know any actual cheaters, but I know plenty of mind cheaters, I would say. And it's like, maybe it's just other placements I have that are like, till death do us move, I'm very alone, so maybe that's
that's why, because you know that these people are mind cheaters. And so Geminis, yes, maybe you don't cheat physically, but that was never up for debate.
I hate you because you're a mind cheater.
You're a mind cheater.
Yeah. Cancers, I hate you because you're a crybaby, overgrown child, hoping your mom saves you all the time. Bitch, grow the fuck up. I didn't say that to go after you. I don't know who you are. I did not do this to hurt you. Bitch, get over yourself. So I think I hate Cancers because you think that it's always like cry baby time. Oh, they hurt me. And they probably don't know who you are. So I think the oversensitivity and emotional manipulation way is why I hate Cancers, because other signs can be sensitive, and I hate you if you're sensitive. That's bottom line. I'd say I hate you more for being sensitive than flaky. And Cancer's my favorite sign, but I still hate you.
It's your favorite sign? I didn't know that.
Cancer, Leo, Scorpio. Cancer, Scorpio, and then because it's like a different variance, but Cancer, Scorpio. I get along very well with Libra, and I forget how well I get along with Libra. But I think Libra gets along with everyone, so I'm like, is it the favorite, or like it might be played?
Libra's
we'll get to Libra.
Yeah,
but Cancer, overgrown baby.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's just emotional manipulation, because like babies manipulate
by crying.
By crying to get what they need because they can't speak. Right. So if someone's a grown ass adult being emotional, that is just, it's only manipulation,
and they can't. I feel like with Cancers, it's often triangulation, and I mean gaslighting is overused, but like any issue I can think of with Cancers, it's usually indirect communication because you wanted something and you felt that you needed to play a game to get it. Instead of just being like, bro, why didn't you invite me to this? It's like manipulation, whole other event party without invitation to me, instead of like, literally it was like a corporate event, like you couldn't be invited or something.
I feel like they also, because Scorpio gets that grudge holding thing. Yeah. But Cancers are grudge holders too on a whole another level, and they're gossips about it too.
Cancer's more petty. But Scorpio doesn't need to make it public. They'll just like kill you.
Yeah, a Cancer will go out and just talk shit about you, like just very openly, and feel very like validated in their like opinions, and no one will call them out either because they're so sweet.
I think it's like, it's not hell hath no fury but a woman who's scorned, it's like hell hath no fury but a Cancer who's scorned. Because they're not there to make you feel bad, they're there to socially wreck. It's just like, oh my god, the dirty crier, the ugly crier, that situation.
Also, just like to add to the end, I just like hate the way Cancer women wear makeup. Like, I just...
What particular... Is it
it's the circles around the eyes. I don't know, like they...
The raccoon,
and it's like they do the drawing thing, and a lot of Cancers are like, I don't put my makeup on like this, and I have to agree to disagree.
I think, when I think about it, I don't know any Cancer women in particular who are makeup aficionados, I would say.
Yeah.
And I know like I said, I am rap very well, and none of them, almost all of them, look better without that makeup.
Yes, they do. Yeah. Cancers have naturally like real pretty faces, like, or just like clear skin and like vibrancy. Yeah. And I think it's just maybe not a thing they do, so I can't hate, but I love aesthetics, and I think Cancer has a really hard time with their
I agree. I called them in the Cancer Venus video. I believe I called it like frumpy core.
Oh,
like, there has to be frumpy core. You have to, like, Billie Eilish does not have a Cancer Venus from what I remember, but it's a good example of, like, big oversized clothing. Try to be, like, chill. Do not go for, like, if you don't try at all, it's gonna be bad. If you try and you go for, like, athleisure.
Yeah.
Like, athleisure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what it is? It's like this is the thing that I hate about Cancers the most. They want to try hard. They really do. They want to look great. They want to try hard. They want to like be on point. However, it's like this feeling overtakes them that if they were to shine, like say the Leo, that they might do it wrong, so they don't do it at all.
And that no one would love them if they're too like
put together.
Yeah.
It's like a Cancer man might decide not to wear a tie to his own wedding, even though that's the moment that he gets to like look good and wear a fucking tie. He wants to be like relatable. Yeah, and then he looks in his pictures and he's like, oh, I look really frumpy. Right. I could have tried, but I didn't get there.
Yeah. So Leo, why I hate Leo, and I think Leo is one that's like also pretty simple to hate because it is so well known that I hate Leo because it is the me show, and we know everything's transactional. We just talked about this. Every fucking thing is transactional. If you're either delusional or you're stupid if you don't say that everything is in a degree transactional. It can be authentic. Like authentically, I enjoy spending time with you because you make some dopamine receptor fire and that's cool. But with Leo, it's like, oh my god, it's only the Leo show. And if they are hurt, the ego, drama, wreckage everywhere, overreacting, calling out, like the Leo will be just going out, like if you at all prick the Leo, they can dish it, but they can't take it. I'd say this is the main thing, is you can dish it, they can dish it, but they cannot take it. Because they look to be the star of the show, entertainer, eyes on them, moderately to relatively offensive. You prick them a little bit, oh my god, hell erupts, they cannot take a joke. I say this around myself, heavy Leo. If you hit a little bit too hard, I'm like, like, oh my god, how dare you, like, horrible.
I think that the issue, like, well, people will always be, they'll say that the Leo is malefic, which is funny. I've like heard that a lot.
That is really funny.
Yeah, the Leo is malefic. The modern malefic. And you're like, you can't say that because literally the Leo sun is at home. But when there is like that heavy Leo who's kind of like a dragon, it comes after things. And I feel like the Leo energy that you hate, that's just like sucks, is that they get obsessed with people who don't like them. That's what I've kind of
They're
noticed.
weird. That's the only people we want to like us.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You're like, okay, got you. You, what the is you? Like, look, what are you doing over there talking? Are you talking shit? Like, yeah. And I think it makes them sick to their stomach too sometimes, like, because they don't know what to do, and then it makes them shut down and they get depressed, and then you can't talk to them. And I know so many Leos who, well, they're like always on, but they're just like filthy, rotten scoundrels when they're on their own, because they're like, okay, good, I don't have to do anything. So you like walk into their house and it smells bad because they haven't taken a shower in 25,000 days, and like they've been eating like ice cream and watching porn, and like, this is what my life is right now. And then they come clean and you're like,
what I hate about Leo is that it's hard to get them to be serious. Like, everything is like, oh, I'm fine, haha, it's a joke, I'm fine. And I get it, like, oh, you're so, like, such a victim, like, trying so hard to but it gets really tiring to be like, okay, like, I can't have a serious conversation with you ever. It's always a fun performance. And they can be incredibly difficult with plans and planning, because if it's not a situation where they feel aesthetically that they're comfortable there, oh my god, they'll refuse to come, make an ordeal, be an hour late. It's just an ordeal.
Yes, it's like the sitting in the, like, going to a party and deciding to sit in the center and be like, I have a headache. Like,
literally, like, oh no.
And then being mad at everybody and be like, you know why I'm mad? No, I don't. You know why you're mad.
Yeah. They're the pillow princess in every aspect of life.
Yes. Yeah, I always thought of like the Leo. That makes sense. The Leo man. I'm like, the Leo man wants blowjobs. That's it.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. Not that I've never been with anyone Leo at all, but like that makes sense energetically.
Yeah.
So yeah, on to Virgo. So what I hate the most about Virgo is that you have nothing nice to say ever. You think that you can do it better and you rarely can. You think that you're very useful, but in reality you're usually a liability, and you're filling some type of managerial role that for whatever reason the company has filled you with, and you're just there doing busy work. You live in a very small world, but you assume that it's very important. It's probably not. So generally you're a nuisance with a big mouth.
And you're the quintessential Virgo, right?
I'm the quintessential Virgo. I can speak very candidly. I have Virgo Sun note the North Node. I'm the least humble Virgo. Like, so humble. No, you're the epitome of the Karen, the managerial Karen.
But you never look like Karens, which I think is a big thing about Virgo.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
If you're like a compliment
That's
there,
true.
you're like a ferocious beast because you come in looking like a normal person.
Cancers look like Karens. I'll
Cancers,
be honest.
they do look like Karens. Yep.
Yeah.
Scorpios can too, I think,
Yeah.
which is the thing. We can get to them. But the Virgo women always, I feel like this directness, like a direct eyes, direct approach, and you almost like don't expect it when they're cutting when you're like dry.
Right.
And you're like, you weren't supposed to do that. And so you kind of like all that energy is like, it's annoying. It becomes annoying because you don't expect it. And you're like walking up to them like, hey, if you're working with a Virgo and you're just doing your job, just do it the way you always do it, following the rules in your own way. And they come in and they're like, so I noticed that you just don't do it the exact way I do it. And I'm not trying to like judge you or anything, but my way is the correct way.
Know-it-all syndrome.
Yes.
Huge know-it-all syndrome.
And they're the only one who like ever does anything.
Like, right. And like we, in our core around these things, are like, no, I know. And then sometimes there's the gut-wrenching realization of like, I had a shift in perspective. And like, it's like earth-shattering because we based our pride so much on like, but I mastered that, and then you didn't.
Yeah.
So I hate Virgos, including myself, because we feel that we can solve everything and know everything, and usually we're causing a bigger issue. So usually it's like what's the professor? Dolores Umbridge.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's just
That
give
gives
me
me
nightmares.
energy.
Yeah. You know what she actually, sorry, I have to bring that up again. She could be a little bit of Virgo Scorpio because of the pink, and Scorpios are more likely to wear pink, where Virgos wear a lot of black, neutrals, because you're really stylish. Like Virgos have a lot of power on Earth.
Have good street style. Like that's the like, positive side is that Virgos, I think, have very, very mercurial feminine energy. Is like very astute style.
Yes,
generally,
it's very grounded in that, and that's why I feel like you're like wolves in sheep clothing.
Yeah, I think it's easy. I think it's easy to. They're one of the signs that's easy to hate because it's like she is so delicate and yet like she must be so mean, and it's why they're very easy to hate.
Yes. Virgos are, that's why I started my channel off with what I hate about Virgos.
Yeah, they needed to be, and also, I think, is that video still up or is that no?
Oh, it's still up.
Okay,
it's so stupid.
Yeah,
it's like
on a webcam, like I remember the video.
Yeah, and it was like, I don't script stuff, so when I did it, I just was like, we're like this, and I went on there and I said a bunch of stupid shit, and afterwards I was like, why'd you wear that? Like, why'd you say that? And I was trying to edit it down, and then it started my like rough cuts of just nonsense.
Yeah.
And so every Virgo hated it. They're like, one, you're not as stylish as me. Like, two, you didn't do this the right way. Right. And that's as soon as I made it and put it up, a Virgo told me, because it's what Virgos do.
Right.
I liked the video, but I think you could do it better.
Here's what I would do.
So I took some notes. I think that we could talk about this. You could take the video down and just do it better. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a Virgo response to what I hate about Virgo's video, because I know you were offended and you wanted me to do it better. Yeah. But you didn't tell me you were offended. You just gave me notes.
That kind of feeds into on the flip side, what I hate about Libras, which is going with the flow so often that it ends up causing issues. Not in this case, but like I know this because I have a family member who's a triple Libra, love this person to death, and I can think of the amount of situations where I'm like, had you said something, this would not, like, oh, I was okay with this, it's rarely them, it's like, they're not like Pisces where they intentionally like being manipulated because it makes them feel belonged. Mm-hmm. That's Pisces, but like Pisces will be like, oh yes, do all this to me so I can feel useful. Libra is like, I'm not gonna speak up because I don't want to be the bad guy. Mm-hmm. Haha, I'm just gonna watch. Haha, I'm like, bitch, there's no haha, things are on fire. Yeah. Like, the Libra will not speak up in order to keep the peace because they don't want to be thought of as the bad guy because they value social acceptance so much. So the Libra thing is just like, spineless. You all have good style too. Libras have great style generally. I have a Libra moon, so like I can say that. Libra and Virgo, I think, so stylish, but like Libras don't speak up about shit. It's just like, go with the flow, I'm fine. Blah.
No, we're pieces of shit in that way. And we're said like, this is the thing. Like,
we both have prominent Libra.
Yeah. Because my big thing is, I'll go out and I'll be like, fuck everybody, you're all the worst. This is like the stupidest shit I've ever seen. You're fucking dumbass. And I'll tell people to their like face, or I'll just go out and then someone's like, wow, this is a bitch. And I'm like, I am a victim in this situation because I wasn't doing what you thought I was doing. And then I'm like, what am I on? And people, they hate that about Libras. Oh, and we're self-righteous, like, because we don't care and we go with the flow. So everything's cool and you're just like hanging out and you're like, listen, like, is everything fine? I'm like, I'm fine. And then all of a sudden something, like, I'm just kind of filling up with the energy. And then it's like, you do one thing that I don't like, and I'm like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm not prepared for that. And Libras say, and then they're just like, no, I've been fair with you. I let you do all this. You never said anything.
Yeah, you're so right. Libras do that. They will tolerate a certain amount and then use that against you, and then you'll be like, but I didn't know that was an issue. And they'll keep the peace, and then they'll get bored. And they'll be like, let me drop a little drama in there. Yeah. They're the queen of the receipts too. Like, oh my god, Libra receipts, it just like piles up in little folders. Mm-hmm. So I think they go with the flow, and then they're like, let me drop a little drama in there.
I used to have like 15,000 screenshots, and then one day I just deleted them all to try to grow up.
Right.
But like, as a Libra, it's very true. We're just like, you want to know like where this...
You guys have all the tea. Libras and Geminis have all the tea. Libras wait to weaponize it. Geminis just word vomit it always.
Libras are really bad like that, and we're very like snake like, because I'll be like, so you're great, I think you're awesome, like, and you go into it, and then they give information, and you're like, how did this Libra just like pull this information out of me?
They're so socially smooth, like, it's so good.
And they're also like socially smooth in like an awkward way, because it's not like a Leo might be more of a car salesman where you kind of see it coming and you're like, you can't with me. But a Libra is like, I'm just a cringe bitch, like, no big deal.
The Leo in me couldn't, like, I come across much more performative. Mm-hmm. I'm not the person that you go to like spill your soul. It's like, oh, I need someone to entertain the room. But Libras can like get that out of you, and they're good at it.
Yes, which is why like Libras, just, I think the big thing you gotta hate about them is that you just have to take responsibility for your actions. Like, you can't be a pimp and a prostitute too.
That's very true.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna say that's the one thing where as I've grown up to be like grown as like 37 years old, I'm like, I still play the victim after I drop a bomb because I get mad that people figured it out. And I just was like, you gotta stop that at some point.
That was like, I'd say that with the most planets in Leo, for me, the wake up, like, the kind of thing was just understanding that it's not always the Maren show, and that, like, I can't go into hyper depressive woe is me shutdown mode when there's no issue, but it's not the Maren show. So I think social media helps that, because I can feel more responsibility for when it's the Maren show thing.
Social media helped me too, because they would always call me out and like, why are you calling me out? Call this person out. This person did this, and they're like, Alyssa, don't you see, like, you did this. You did it. Like, I know that you did it out of this reason, and you're trying to like balance it out. Like, I only called you this because you did this, and because this did this, and this balance. It's like, well, what did you do, Alyssa? And I'm so afraid that if I say that what I did, people are gonna say like that I did it. And they're gonna forget what the other person did. And I hold on to that. And it's like, doesn't fucking matter. You just gotta let it go.
Understood. So why I hate Scorpios is because on the flip side, they hold everything so deeply and so seriously that it's like, calm down, bro. I did not just put a curse on your family to make your rice field not have any harvest anymore for any like, I didn't do that. You can fucking calm down. So I think with Scorpio, it's like, no need to escalate. There's no need to go there. And they're not in the same ways like Aries, where they'll get directly violent or directly aggressive. It's that you can feel that they are growing in this obsessive dark energy where it's like, calm down, bro. Also, even if you didn't, but they feel that you have lied or betrayed them, oh my god, vendetta against your family for 7 generations. They cannot have their mind changed generally. It's like Taurus, but emotionally. Instead of like, does nothing, it's like they hold on to one being emotionally. So you want them on your side to protect you. You piss them off accidentally, or something is out of context, etc. Oh my god, like, get a fucking help.
They will literally, like, instead of asking you straight out, stalk your shit. Like, that you might, Scorpio is like, I know you. You're my best friend. And then they'll see that you posted something weird on the internet, because the internet is not real life. It's just not. It's performative in general, no matter what. And they'll look at it and they'll be like, you did this thing. And instead of going directly to you and being like, hey, what did you mean by that?
Yeah.
They'll decide something, hang on to it, pack it up, put it inside their heart.
You're so right.
And
yeah.
And you'll be like, I never meant that.
There's no direct communication.
Yes, because they believe that everything is between the lines. They think that like what you're saying does not matter.
Yeah.
They think that what they feel is the only thing that matters. And
yeah.
to quote your favorite person, what's his name? Feelings aren't facts. He blew up your Biden video.
Oh my god.
What's his name?
Yeah.
A dark-haired Republican.
Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro. He always would say feelings aren't facts. Sorry, so
The funny thing is that so I don't know if you guys know, but Ben Shapiro retweeted my video and it blew up to like, it was like a huge thing. And people then started saying that I speak with a cadence and a timbre very similar to him, and I actually see it.
You do? Oh my god!
I do.
You do?
I didn't mean to.
Is he a Virgo? I forget his.
I don't know. I know nothing about his astrology. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But hypothetically, we're to look at the Republican candidates.
Yeah.
Like I can see it. But anyway.
And he's very logically thinking.
He is, and he's Jewish. Like yeah.
Interesting though, because I feel as though he blew up your video because of feelings, and his favorite thing to say is feelings aren't facts.
Yeah.
Because his feelings on astrology were negative, and so he used that instead of actually like.
And he didn't say anything in the tweet that was offensive. He goes better than the pollsters, and just like, or better than.
Oh, that's what he said.
That's so interesting. Neutral, and it was so much like, I'm gonna light the fuse and walk away, like knowing that we should. And the funny thing was that I was just like, bro, do you want me to come on your show, read your chart, whatever? And I've seen stuff on the Daily Wire where they call astrology like devil worship kind of thing, and I'm like, you don't understand it. Like, I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I hate about Scorpios, I'd say, is the most assumptive and indirect communication where it can lead to extreme harm.
Yes, extreme, because like you can literally look at a Scorpio in their face and tell them the truth, the facts of a situation. But if they've already built up a narrative based on their feelings, they will not believe you.
Yeah.
And they will try to destroy you based on that. Like, it's a straw man argument that they do. And they always, like more than Libra, I'm saying this, they always play the victim for some reason.
No, you're right. I've never seen a Scorpio not be like orphan, like that kind of dynamic where it's like, woe is you.
Yeah. It's like they're like, I have to win at any cost, and they will destroy people for
and
it.
I will write a novel about how wronged I am. Like, there's no end.
Yes, and it's always stupid shit, and I think Scorpio could have the most power, but like they focus on the dumbest situations instead of moving forward with their lives and having power in their own way. Yeah, so Scorpios could be very, like, that's, they can be super creative, they can be super powerful, but they choose to focus on, like, the feelings of the situation, and, like, the little things that are attacking them instead of just going for it.
So Sagittarius, also, I mean, with the way that the zodiac's structured, we go back and forth with a nice contrast for the issues that go back and forth. For Sagittarius, the issue is that you are annoying as fuck. You have no maturity. You go around destroying things for YOLO reasons, basically. I don't know how to communicate with you. I deadass don't know how to communicate with basically a horse with the teeth and the behavior.
Yes.
I give shit about every appearance, so it's not just you guys. You guys think that I victimize you. I don't. I victimize everyone. Everyone.
If you forgot to victimize the Scorpio appearance, Scorpio women look like
I would say crows, like
and they look like Meg Ryan, Anne Hathaway. They look like they look like Karens.
Yeah.
Scorpio women look like Karens,
especially if they have any Botox.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they look like I'm trying to say like Meg Ryan, stupid like motherfuckers. Because Meg Ryan looks more like a Karen. Why am I going on this Scorpio road? But and you're like, how are you supposed to be this dark, brooding bitch? Like, but there's like, yes, I am going to report you to the manager, and I'm going to walk away and say that I'm really cool because I'm a Scorpio. So back to the Sagittarius.
But yeah, with Sagittarius, there's just this bombastic energy of like, bro, stop breaking shit. Like, we don't need to live it up. You living it up is annoying. the humor tends to be like third grade potty humor, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, no. I would just say the main things are annoying, immature, and it makes me sound like hella Virgo with the way that this is such a square thing. Like, I'm just like, please, bro, like, stop the destruction. You're not funny. I don't want to do anything with you. Stop it. It feels like parental.
Yes. You know, I think too is like they're the ones who will cheat, and then they will lecture you about how it was okay.
You are so the proselytization is
yes.
Evangelicalization.
Oh my God, yes. There are like preachers like in that sense too, because it is the guru or whatever.
Culty.
So yes, very culty, and they're like, I had this stupid opinion about something stupid, and now it's right. And it is the square to Virgo, so you're like, I've never thought about this in that way, that Virgos are like almost, the annoying part about Virgo is almost less annoying. Well, it is less annoying than the Sagittarius version of it.
Right.
Because this Virgo is going to tell you to your face and say, can you do this? You suck at this. And the Sagittarius is going to tell every single person.
Energetically, it's just less annoying because it's not amplified.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
Amplified.
Yeah, and you can almost talk to them about it too. You can be like, hey, when you said that to me, you're a dick. And then the Virgo is going to like quiet.
Yeah.
Like maybe be like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I don't want to like offend you.
Yeah.
But the Sagittarius is like, were you personally offended by me?
You heard me?
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, oh my God. So I'd say like the best and the worst thing about Sagittarius is that they are a wildfire. That can be insane if it's like a conversion, religious kind of leadership thing. That can be very frightening. Just like sit down, bro. Like please calm down. That's my main.
That's funny. We didn't start the fire. That's what just kind of made me think of it. Like a Sagittarius is like, we didn't start the fire.
Yeah.
But they're so excited that they're gonna keep it burning and pretend like because they didn't start something that they because it's the third fire sign, right? So like Aries is obviously the fire starter.
It.
Yeah, and Leo is like, okay, this is burning. They're like I didn't start the fire. Like this shit cultish evangelical shit that we started here. I didn't start it. But I kept the fire burning and kept this getting sicker and grosser.
You didn't start it, but you manipulated all the drama to keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So your hands are not clean.
Right.
But you want to act like they are.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you want to like move on from it. No, let bygones be bygones.
Right. Whenever I get to Capricorn, like in my videos, I feel like it's a home stretch because it's like the final 4. So I'm always just like Capricorn, or 3. Am I counting correctly? Yeah, 3. Because I always feel like it's like the home stretch.
Yeah.
So what I hate about Capricorn is that you cannot get through emotionally to these bitches. If you can, they don't let you know. Just like cold, mechanical beings that like always see you as a stepping stone to their goal. And it's not like transactionalism is bad if you're upfront about it, but like Capricorns will use you for their goal, and if you think that you're being used out of the kindness of their heart, you're not. You are always part of their brick by brick plan. So what I hate about Capricorns is just like the coldness and the seeing you as a commodity. Everyone is a commodity.
Everyone. And then they want to act as if that's not true for some reason. Like they're because you get to even the last 4 signs is always very hands off, or you could do because it's like, no, I'm not the beginning of this. Like I didn't do this. And so the Capricorn is like, no, everybody's been working their way up the ladder. So the fact that I'm stomping over anybody or that I'm being a bitch isn't me. It's society's problem. Like I am just hate the player, or hate the game, not the player.
That's a great line of Capricorn.
And so they do shitty things to people, but because they didn't invent the shitty thing, they're just okay with themselves because of it, and they like rationalize their very bad behavior. And they're just neglectful of like other people. And then they complain that no one's feeding into them because they don't have that nurturing source, and so that's all they want.
That's true. They want that softness and that like they want. It's kind of like how like Voldemort needs different sources to keep him going because he's dead. Like Capricorns don't provide their own source of love generally, so they need other forms of softness in the world. And I feel like sometimes they can be dishonest as a way to get that, manipulate that. And that like Capricorns always have a plan, so sometimes that can make them act like they don't have a plan to cover up the fact that they have a plan. Like the best Capricorns is when they are like, this is what we're gonna do in life, this is who we're gonna do this with, it's when it's like, oh, I just remembered. Oh, shut the fuck up. Like, no. So I think the dishonesty and trying to cover up planning is like the Capricorn.
Yes.
Downfall.
And they already won, but they act like they're the underdog.
Yeah,
I think that irritates me
you're
too.
right.
It's like, you're the goat, you're the one that's gonna climb up the mountain, you're doing it. I know you have to work hard, but like, calm down, guys. Just calm the fuck down on everybody else. Just don't worry about everybody else. Just do your thing.
Yeah.
That's another can't be a pimp and a prostitute too thing. Like, because it is, the cardinal signs are bitches like that. Like, because Libra wants to pretend like they had nothing to do with the problem or the drama. Or they take on all of the problem and they won't get, like, they'll play either the victim or the perpetrator and they don't know how to balance it out. And the Capricorn is always kind of like the victim in the situation, even though they know for sure that they're the perpetrator.
Right.
And then they just get mad when nobody believes them and then they walk away in a huff and they can't converse.
Yeah. And it's hard to, like, Capricorns tend to not know how to make people like them. They just know how to do things that other people admire. So, like, when it's them without their accomplishments, it can be like... Yes,
they need their accomplishments.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, my space heater's off if you get cold. We can turn it
off. We can turn it after this. Yeah, after this video we can.
Okay.
Aquariuses. I hate Aquariuses because you are cold-hearted, aloof bitches that will go out, put a smile on your face, fuck whoever, then be shocked if they have feelings for you and act like you did no harm, you didn't promise anything. So I think, like, Aquarius is fixed air is the ultimate gaslight. The ultimate, oh my god. So I think the coldness and the disregard for emotional havoc, it's different than Capricorn, where it's like Capricorn is contained. It can be more intense because it's like contained, you were victimized by Capricorn. With Aquarius, it's like, oh, I was one of 75 women and we were all basically but like blindsided. So I think Aquarius just has this large scale, you have a non-conformist God complex.
Yes.
Where you think that because you're different, but overseeing and delegating things that you're a god of some kind. And also an incredible allergy to being normal or conventional. So you'll see these ugly ass motherfuckers with weird aesthetic, like weird. They're like, you didn't need to do that. Who are fucking like 25 women and they're just like, it's fine because it's an Aquarius. So I just hate this whole weird ass shit going on. I don't know how to communicate with you all. I just let you do your thing. I'm not attracted to it.
The thing that I hate, the non-conformist God complex, is basically like, in the weird aesthetic, they're like, okay, I do this fucking weirdest shit. Like, I do it upside down, backwards, stupid, whatever they say, because this is me. I'm just crazy. I'm just quirky. I'm just different. I'm original, right?
Right.
And then they get really mad when no one accepts it. And you're like, they're like, this is stupid that you don't get what I'm putting out. And you're like, do you not get how the world works? Have you never, like, because a Leo is the opposite and they're the salesman. They know directly exactly how to get to you. And that's why they hate when someone hates them, because they're like, how come I can't reach you? We can't reach you. But Aquariuses are like, I don't care who I reach. I just want to be me. And then they're like, why am I not reaching anyone?
Yeah.
And it's like, because you're full of your own, like, originality that you don't even realize.
And no one is searching for that topic.
Yes.
No one is searching for this.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you don't even realize, too, if something, like, were to blow up, that thing is something that maybe you should focus on for a little while. It's almost like anti-conformist, like conformist. Like, oh, people really like this, so I'm gonna go do this instead. Yeah. And why don't they like me for me? It's like, no, because they like that one single topic you did, or that niche that you were a part of, and now they don't like you, and you're gonna have to deal with it, but it like hurts their feelings so bad.
I think about in high school, I was friends with an Aquarius guy that would talk about his favorite music, and he would say all these bands like Pavement or like Mac DeMarco. These bands are artists that are very like alt and beach chill. But I remember on his Spotify, since it was linked to Facebook, I would see what he's listening to, and he'd be listening to like Imagine Dragons or like the most like just like always the most not even like niche hyperpop, like literal radio, like The Fray or like
fucking love
like
The Fray.
The things when it was like 20 years ago, the radio.
Yeah.
So I think that was a great example of like you had to be with your fucking inflatable tube man body and your Lego man head, pretending that you were like, we don't need to reinvent the wheel here. We can appreciate pop for pop.
Pop. Yes, and I think that's the thing too. That's one of the reasons of why Aquarians are like so interesting though, is because up front you're like, I have nothing in common with you,
right?
And then you start to talk to them and you're like, oh, you like the fray too?
Yeah.
Like, you like this stupid shit? Cool, let's do this. So like, oh, you know every like lyric to the, Britney Spears or whatever.
And usually for them it's like, oh, this is vintage. This is camp. So for them it's not honestly like, I fucking love Britney Spears because it's pop. I have no nuance because I'm heavy Leo. No nuance. For the Aquarius, it's like, oh yeah, that was such a timepiece. Like that was such an era.
They have to explain themselves.
Yeah, I'm like, it's okay.
No, you don't need to. You like basic shit. It's cool. Let's like move on from that. That's my Libra in me too.
Yeah.
I'm like, I understand that I wear Uggs and drink Starbucks. I get it. Like, but I'm also a weird fucking person. And I get that too. And Aquariuses are like, if I were to wear Uggs, it would be to make a political statement on the
I can't even wear Doc Martens. Too many. They exploit.
Yeah. And then the Aquarius can't like figure out where their brain is going with that because it's like, okay, I can't support Shein because it traffics children, or like, but it's like, well, so does probably Target.
I can't do that. I can't do Prada because they use like leather in whatever. So I guess I'll just be naked on a commune. Like that.
But then they're like not naked on a commune because then they're like, okay, I'm gonna go to Target and buy this.
Then they're running a corporation.
Yes, and they're doing the exact same
thing. The world.
Yes. Because you can't keep your shit together.
So they'll gaslight themselves too.
Yes. Oh yeah, they will gaslight themselves off the grid to the point where they are needy of what's back on the grid, and they will do it worse than they would have. It's like, I get you don't want to do any of these horrible things, but there's so many horrible things everywhere.
Yeah, you can't avoid everything.
But the earth is evil.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be evil to live on earth, and that's just the case. And you're never going to be a pure person, so you don't need to pretend.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we end now with Pisces, and I hate Pisces because you are also like Libra, spineless with no backbone, but you have a martyrdom complex where you enjoy being the greatest victim, the most highly suffering person in the world, and you think that house somehow makes you special. It doesn't make you special. You are a stupid fuck wasting your life trying to be the biggest starving artist, heroin addict on the planet. And I don't hate you because you particularly have the balls to do anything to me. I just hate you because you tend to be a waste of a human being, being a starving artist. When like you can post your art on Etsy, man. You can make some money. No, only who approaches me. Like the pride inverted into martyrdom syndrome is astounding. Yeah.
Yes. I just think it's funny because I'm like a Libra with a Pisces, right? So I'm like the ultimate like martyr. But that's the Pisces energy. And both my parents are Pisces.
I mean, I have Leo and Capricorn, so I'm the ultimate like, you are player in my game, but I'm open about it. I'm player in your game. It's fun.
Yes, no, it's fun to also be like, hey guys, I just don't have any boundaries, so please respect them. And if you can't respect my boundaries that don't exist, because you can't figure yourself out, then eventually we're not going to be friends anymore. Yeah. And that's what Pisces kind of have to say, because like, they just don't. Like, you could read a million books. Like, and Pisces always are reading self-help books, like, all the time. Because they're like, why don't I exist in this world? And so they're like, I need to learn boundaries. Well, you don't fucking have them, so...
Yeah. I like to say that Pisces do not have boundaries between you and me. Like, there's not person boundaries. There are... What energy are you going to allow in on your mood? Like, if you were like, I feel that I'm in a bad mood, so I'm going to make myself leave instead of let myself engage in like attention seeking or behavior. So that's the way I like to think about Pisces, where it's not you, me, physical boundary. It's like, energetically, are you going to reach your barometer? Yes. And you're going to have to leave.
Yes, because that's Pisces are like trauma dumpers.
Yes.
Yes. And it's
that's what I hate. I'm like, I don't give a shit, man. I don't care what story you give me. I don't give a shit. No one gives a shit.
Yes, exactly. Everyone's got shit. So you're going to tell me this stuff. And I know you're just trying to like find a space for your water, but like, you got to know that what I'm going to do with your water is dump it somewhere else. Yeah, throw it away. And then remember that was a stupid fucking situation I don't want to be in again.
And like, no one is going to save you. Yes. Like, you're an adult, please, like, eat, shave, do your thing. No one's going to do that for you. It doesn't make you special, and if someone does for you, then that's a codependent relationship that you are prone to. So I'd say I just hate Pisces because, like, oh my god, like please, like, come on. Also never on time. And weird feet.
Oh, you guys see my Pisces rising?
Do you have very large or very small feet?
They're very normal feet, but I just have to show you. Don't worry. Are you like 8 feet?
No, not at all.
They're just like flat across.
Oh, okay. I think that looks good.
Yeah, it's just weird though because everybody would see them because I'm Pisces rising, you know, and they're just like...
They're kind of like fins.
Yes, they little fins, or I call them hobbit feet a lot. They're not hairy, but they're just kind of dumb.
Okay.
And they don't fit into
the issue.
They don't fit into shoes well.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. So you have cute feet.
I have very small, like Capricorn tends to have very small.
Your feet are probably the size of my 9-year-old son's.
Yeah, I wear a 5.
His might be bigger than yours.
Yeah. I'm not going to show my toes, but I have very small feet, so. My mom was like 5'10". She was a model and she wore size 7. So that goes like I'm a little under 5'4" and I wear size 5. I don't know how I balance, but I have like really cute child-sized feet. It looks really cute in heels.
Because those are adorable.
Yeah.
I'm like really because I'm like I love feet. Like people are so weird about feet. I'm like really into them.
They're I think like feet and hands are cute.
Hands are cute. Wait, what do you have? What kind of do you have fire hands?
I have pretty long fingers.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Those look like air hands. They look like perfectly proportioned.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sometimes have really long nails, but I cut them recently, so I don't anymore because I like to exaggerate my long thin finger kind of situation.
I like that. But yeah, the Gemini being the hands and the Pisces being the feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of weird both.
Both, yeah. And the Gemini, or the Pisces energy being the feet, I think that's what it is. Like they step over everybody, but act like everyone's stepping all over them.
Yeah.
And they are too, but I'm like, that's what happens when you trauma dump. You get trauma dumped on because the water's now flowing freely. Yes, and so they really need to understand that their boundaries are not protected and probably not, and so they should just set time limits for like how long they're going to invest themselves.
Exactly. It has to be like a definite worldly thing of like I go to a party for this hour. If I feel that I am hungry, I leave. Something like that where like there's no excuse.
Yes.
Is there any sign or signs that like you hate the most with your chart that you don't get along with generally?
Like Taurus men.
Yeah.
I'm like I have Rahu, the North Node, and Moon in Taurus.
You have Taurus placement, so it's not as if you're singling.
Yeah. And so it's like my moon, for some reason my moon cannot handle Taurus men sun. Like I love Taurus women, and if I was friends with someone, it would be like they're a Taurus woman. But like if it's a man, for some reason I am like, this is a wall. Yeah. Like they're like, that's what I was saying about the wall. I'm like I can't handle it, and I think it's because realistically I think it's my Rahu. Because I want to like devour Taurus energy, like, and I'm like, what do you think about this? And they're like, nothing. And I'm like, what? Nothing? And they just back off, and I don't know. They're all, and I guess Taurus women are very manipulative and like underhandedly backstabbing, and the ones who are gonna make the most like fake accounts about you like behind your back.
Right. Yeah, for me, people know this because I'm fairly open about what signs I get along with and which I don't. I would say Gemini women and Sag men. Gemini and Sag are the two signs where automatically it's not like I dislike you, but it's like I can't relate. Like I just there's no resonance. There's no sign where I can repeatedly be like I've had an issue with you. So I have not had it more issue or drama with Gemini or Sag. It's not like I've had the most betrayal. I don't know. I don't know who my hater signs are, the people after me. Because in real life I have no issues. Like dead ass no issues. It's weirdos online. I don't know your signs, but like I don't know. I don't care to look at it with anyone. But
it's probably it's a collective Aquarius.
Yeah, like Gemini women, I just find I can't communicate with you well. Like I find that the plans never overlap. You're flaking on me. I want to do something more serious than you want to do. Sagittarius men, I just find you very loud. Just very loud. It's you've never hurt me. I have no personal issue with you. I'm just like stop.
Yeah.
So I like guy in hoodie and corner, not like life of party entertainer. Red flag.
You love guy in hoodie and corner.
Yeah.
I'm like the opposite.
Okay.
Like I love that like the really like the man who stands in the center of the room and like has the loud voice and like and everyone's drawn to him.
I see that as competition. I see that as like, do I need to be aware of this man's whatever?
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Well, in our next video, we're going to talk about relationship dynamics. So I feel like that can play into and like how to know if you're gay if you don't already based on your chart. That's a really bad way of saying what the title is how to use your chart. Like in your chart, how to know if you're gay based on astrology.
I love it.
Cool.
Yes.
Alrighty, well, that is what we hate about all your signs. Let us know down below if you were offended or not, and what you hate about us personally. I would love to hear what you hate about me as very, very anal, stick up my ass Virgo.
Yes. And me as a very harmonious Libra who would never say anything shitty, who just singled out Tauruses.
It was like, my fault.
I fucking singled out one sign. I was like, no, I don't care. So,
I did
hey guys, sorry Tauruses. Like, I don't hate you at all. All my friends are Tauruses. That's why I singled them out.
Let us know what sign you hate the most and why, and we'll see you in the next one.